Hey, what's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be taking a look at the iPhone 15. This is the base iPhone 15 128GB variant, and this is in the blue colorway. I'm really interested in taking a look at this phone because I actually have the iPhone 15 Pro Max over here, and I do have some concerns with this phone long term, like the battery, the heat, and all of that sort of stuff. So I wanted to give this phone a run for its money and just kind of see how well this thing performs in day to day. And I mean, at the price point that it is, aside from the fact that it doesn't have ProMotion, I do think that this is a pretty good deal because it brings pretty much all of those pro features down to this base iPhone. So let's go ahead and crack this open. So this is just the base iPhone 15, not the iPhone 15 Pro, not the Pro Max, and not the Plus. This thing is as run-of-the-mill as it's going to get for a new iPhone in 2023. But there are some things about this phone that are new that I think are honestly really interesting, and like the fact that this phone has Dynamic Island now for the first time on the base model. However, there are some things that this doesn't have, like ProMotion, which may not make it a good deal for some people. But this phone now in 2023 thankfully does start at 128GB. So that is pretty big, and I mean, you know, I feel like this should have been done a really long time ago when it comes to Apple, but hey, that's pretty decent. I'm gonna go ahead and break this seal right here. Pop it open. So that is the blue iPhone 15. In person, I'm not gonna lie to you, this looks a lot more white than I had initially thought, but it looks very nice. It's like a pastel kind of pale blue, and I think it does look quite, I don't know, it's quite interesting. Maybe against this background that I chose, it probably wasn't the best idea because it is blue. So inside the box, you're gonna get a braided USB-C to C cable. Now with this phone, you actually do not have the USB 3 standard for that USB-C port. So you're just gonna get USB 2.0 speeds over this USB-C cable. That's whatever. I mean, a lot of people aren't really gonna be plugging their phone in. However, it would still have been nice to see some sort of parity across the board when it comes to this iPhone 15 lineup, because this just makes it a lot more confusing than it really needs to be. Even with the 15 Pro, you know, you're getting that USB-C port, but the cable that's coming in the box is not actually a USB 3 capable cable. It's just, again, a USB 2 cable. Last but not least, in here we of course have the SIM tool, and then we have the Apple sticker, and then that documentation. And now ready for the peel. Very nice. First boot, there we go, it has battery. Now one thing that I want to say is actually it's really weird because I was kind of thinking that this was like a, you know, a coating over the top, like, you know, a sticker that I had to remove or something. I completely forgot that this lineup this year is using matte glass, and for the first time ever on the iPhone 15 lineup, that standard lineup, you're getting that back glass, and that's honestly, it makes the device feel so much better in the hand. I hated that glossiness because it killed the overall feeling and look of the phone, because once you touch it, you get fingerprints everywhere. You know, it's really sticky and it doesn't feel that great. But this just feels so much better in the hand. So I'm really glad they decided to do that. You can also see at the top there, you have that Dynamic Island, which again is a new inclusion for this year for the base model iPhone. Just like you have on the Pros over there, you're gonna get that Dynamic Island. So I'm gonna actually just set up this as a new iPhone. So there are some things while I have both in the hand that I do wanna go over. This, the iPhone 15, the base model, is going to be using aluminum around the edges. Now, in kind of like a weird fashion this year, the aluminum seems to be the best bet, if I'm going to be honest, when it comes to that durability. This is going to be softer and it might help protect that glass just a little bit, whereas the stainless steel, or sorry, the titanium of the 15 Pro Max is very hard and dense, and it actually could cause some problems for durability when it comes to long-term usage. So if we look at the bottom, very similar. You get that USB-C port. On the right side of the phone, this is where things are a little different, because on the Pro, you do get the action button, whereas on the regular 15, you still have that lock, you know, for your mute slider. So this is not the action button. This isn't going to do those action button tasks. You don't have the ability to change what this does or anything. You're only able to do that on the Pro. Of course, on the back, you're going to get those two new cameras. These are 48 megapixels. You don't have the 5x telephoto like you do on this. However, you know, it's pretty standard run-of-the-mill camera setup. I'm really curious to see how well these are going to be this year, because apparently the upgrades that they did on the regular 15 are quite impressive. And then aside from build quality and overall just looks and whatnot, this does have just a regular 60 Hz display. This isn't going to be a ProMotion panel. However, I think that for the price tag, honestly, as much as I wish it was there, a lot of people just sadly aren't going to care. And I think that's the only kind of, you know, point that I have to make about this phone that sucks, is that this does only have a 60 Hz panel. But if you can live with that, I think the value of this phone is kind of incredible. And I think that, you know, the performance, everything that you're getting, the fact it's 128 gigs now, and, you know, they've upgraded the camera sensors and really paid a lot more attention to the base model iPhone this year, I think that you can't really go wrong with the 15. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching my unboxing of the Apple iPhone 15. If you all enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments down below if you want to see any more content of the iPhone 15 and maybe even an iPhone 15 versus the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And leave a like on the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.